Welcome. This is the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. Yesterday was the Kentucky Derby on NBC. It was originally supposed to air in May, but then it got moved up to September because of, you guessed it, the coronavirus. So, it got less hype, which resulted in low ratings. So, it was just another day, another thing with not a lot of attention. However, that got one question in my mind, which I want to ask you. Were you ever lucky enough to attend the Kentucky Derby in person? And if so, did you ever meet the guy or girl of your dreams? If so, my 10-gallon Stetson hat off to you. If not, maybe you could pick up a few pointers from the author of Melissa Explains It All. Tales from Melissa Joan Hart's Abnormally Normal Life. Yes, this is her autobiography, which I picked up for 50% off the price of $7.99. This is from St. Martin's Press. Retail prices, $24.99 US and $28.99 in Canada. She explains all about her guest appearances on shows like Saturday Night Live and The Equalizer and my personal favorite of hers, Law & Order SVU. Auditioning for Punky Brewster and befriending Celia Moon Fry, who actually got the role, and her daytime Emmy-nominated stint on Clarissa Explains It All. Her early Broadway days, wacky parties that she's thrown and attended, the actors who influenced her, whom she befriended, worked with, and competed against, and even dated. See, this is a lot about her love life here. Her experiences both on and off set, with Sabrina Salem the Cat and Elvis the Alligator on Clarissa. And of course, the sole chapter I'm going to feature here, meeting the love of her life at the Kentucky Derby. That would be course of nature musician Mark Wilkerson. And if David's watching, yes, David, did you know that Melissa Joan Hart's husband is actually a rock star for the Alabama-based Southern band Course of Nature? And yes, they are rock-based. How about that? This is one of 2 photo insets featured in here. And this mainly tells about her upbringing, her time on Clarissa Explains It All, her transition to going behind the camera for a number of television films co-produced with her mother Paula Hart for Heartbreak Films. This is the magical chapter I want to tell you about. Chapter 12, the one that never got away. And that's a chapter that lives up to its name and then some, because of all of the boyfriends that came and walked into Melissa Joan Hart's life, Mark Wilkerson never went away. I guess it was all those mint juleps and hot browns that really did the magic. Or, I guess it was a show where he dedicated one of his songs to her and performed it live for her and the crowd. Sweaty PDA ensued following that show. So it's a charming chapter to read. And this chapter, like every other chapter in here, is told with a certain amount of signature wit, grace, humor, heart, and sass, which makes this a breeze to read, especially in the dog days of summer, or really any time. But I think it's best in the dog days of summer, or really right around Kentucky Derby season. What she manages to do so nobly well in here is actually tell all about how she balances her career with all the joys and, of course, troubles of being a wife and mom, balancing her professional life with her personal life to maintain her abnormally normal life. And celebs are speaking out about it. I don't know if Melissa can write, and I don't know if you can read, but I know you and I have made bigger mistakes than trying to read her book. I love Melissa's book. Her voice is so unique and strong. As a reader, I felt in the moment, as if Melissa were telling me her stories firsthand. Proud of my fellow momista. From the moment I met Melissa, she instantly charmed me. Her delightful, witty, frank, and thoughtful book shows a side of her we've never seen before. Melissa Joan Hart has written a delightful and refreshingly honest memoir about growing up as Melissa, Clarissa, and Sabrina. 3 of her career-defining roles. Clarissa Explains It All, daytime Emmy-nominated Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and of course, Melissa and Joey, alongside Joey Lawrence on ABC Family, the same network that houses the beloved Pretty Little Liars. Never the two intertwined throughout their lifetimes, and never the two shall meet. We already have enough trouble in Wolfsburg as it is right now. Anyway, all the women who grew up with her will go wild for this book. If Bill Murray, Tori Spelling, the late Gary Marshall, and Delia Ephron, any relation to Nora, are giving their seals of approval to this book, it's definitely worth checking out. I have never seen Clarissa Explains It All other than for the intro, you know, na 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 na, which I think is the least annoying theme song in Nickelodeon 90s television. Try telling that to the nostalgia critic, he might disagree with you.
With these 90s shows and having all the lyrics be nothing but do's, da's, and na's. It's just like that other show that shall not be mentioned.
There is one more feature in here that seals the deal. And that would be the acknowledgement of the fans. Right over here. To all my fans who have grown up with me and stood by me during my many career phases, I thank you for giving me a platform, a voice, and a bright future. And for that, Melissa, for your debut on TSR, you have earned a perfect score! All 5 claps. It is critical that a celeb fan base from any autobiography gets acknowledged, because otherwise there would be no autobiography for that particular celeb, and Melissa knows it. So, bravissimo, Melissa. This is such a delight to read, especially for the summertime, and she gets poignant when she has to, but not so much so that it doesn't really take away from the main message of this, and that is that this book is just so much fun to skim through, or to read very carefully and study and analyze the most critical and sometimes most inane parts of Melissa Joan Hart's very abnormally normal life. Had you not acknowledged your fans, Melissa, you would have far more explaining to do, and this book would not be given a perfect score. But, on the whole, I've done all my best to explain to you why Melissa Explains It All is such a bewitching read. It's your duty now to prove Melissa and I right or wrong. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the flip side.